This telecast is copyrighted by Hometown 24 for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or retransmission of this game without the express written consent of Hometown 24 is prohibited.
It is Championship Saturday in the All-A Regional Tournament. Good morning, everyone. I'm Harold Mullins, and alongside today, we welcome Harold Bashir and David Adams, my sidekick, as we are going to be here all day long. 2 semifinals in the girls' division, 2 semifinals in the boys' division. And, guys, first of all, let me welcome you. Up awful early. We'll start with you, David, a Hall of Fame inductee. At Alice Lloyd College, let me be the first to congratulate you, and well-deserved, but now it's time to go to work. Let's talk a little bit about these games.
Well, you're right, Harold, and for us being in the Hall of Fame at Alice Lloyd College, I am honored. It is something special, and it humbled me a lot when Scott called me, and I'm very grateful to the college. They've been good to me, and I really believe in that school over there, and I'm just honored. For this morning, I'm looking forward to seeing the backcourt of the Owsley County Owls. They are one of the top backcourts in this region, no question about it, and I'm sure the Lady Patriots and the Cougars would say something about that, and even the Lady Dogs. But I'm looking forward to seeing them play. I'm looking forward to see if the Lady Bobcats have improved on from last year. And I'm looking forward to see if Harold Bashir gets pressured this morning on the set.
We do have Harold Bashir has joined us. Going to do a little work with us today, and hopefully throughout the season we welcome him aboard to Hometown 24. And Harold, first of all, you do a lot of background work, as you've laid out in front of us here. We're not used to that, David and I kind of fly by the seat of our pants, but welcome aboard. And as an old girls basketball coach, tell me what you're looking forward to in the doubleheader today.
Well, I'm looking forward to seeing Owsley County, obviously. Up on this end of the region, we don't get to see them as much as we probably should, and they're one of the top 1 or 2 teams probably right now. They returned all 5 starters, and like David said, they've got a tremendous backcourt, kind of a 3-headed backcourt with Lexi Lynch, Kenzie Harold, and then Carly Smith. And Carly Smith, I don't think I'm speaking out of school saying she's probably one of the top freshmen across the state of Kentucky. And, I'm looking to see in Breathitt County, I'm looking to see they've got a lot of kids back who didn't play last year. Adriana Schutz, one of the top athletes in the region, had a great volleyball season. Emily Watts back playing. She was the player of the year in volleyball. And then the second matchup, Knott County Central and Leslie County. Knott County Central has won the region 3 out of the last 4 years. The one year they didn't win the region, they came back last year. They won the All-A regional title. They returned everybody except for Natalie Sloan. And Coach Jeff Honeycutt, a good friend of mine, does a great job with Knott County. And they've got a 5-headed monster as far as ball handling. And then Leslie County, how often do you lose a regional player of the year, then you replace her with a double-digit scorer from another school, Courtney Hoskins coming in, stepping in. They've got a lot of sophomores on that team, and I got to see them play at Buckhorn the other night. They were really impressive, but real test today as they take on Knott Central.
Absolutely.
We talked a little bit about you alluded to the fact that Lexi Myers was the player of the year in the 14th region a year ago, and they lost her. And as you said, we have not had a chance to see them play as of yet this season, but they seem to have moved on. But, they got a pretty good guy sitting over there on the bench in Larry Sparks, and he's been there and done that. And I think we here in the mountains of eastern Kentucky in the 14th region really, really lucky because we've got some coaches sitting on the bench. Not only are good people, but they are good to the game and they love the kids. And today's 4 coaches they fit that mold.
What would I like to say, David? I'm sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, that's fine.
used to, we've always had very good boys coaches in the 14th
Always.
region. And, it seemed like for years and years, the girls' coaching jobs were kind of an afterthought. The schools were just trying to fill those. But I tell you what, if you look at your girls' coaches now, maybe a deeper bunch of coaches than on the boys' side even.
Absolutely, and not only that, when it comes tournament time, you've got to battle out of all these guys. You've got 1 and 2 point games, and you can tell they really work with their programs, how their kids react on the floor. That's what I'm impressed with. They put in a lot of time with these kids, and that's key if you're going to get to the regional show and have a chance to win it.
Well, while we have a few moments before we tip off this first semifinal game, by the way, David and Harold will be bringing that game to you here on Hometown 24. But let's move ahead just a little bit, take a real brief look at the boys' semifinal round. You've got Cordia taking on Breathitt County, Knott County Central, and Leslie County. Boy, I tell you what, the schedule maker or the draw didn't do B.B. King any favors, guys, but his team has, even though they faced a lot of adversity in these first 2 games, they have stepped up.
Absolutely. Against Hazard, I thought Hazard played a darn good ball game. I mean, they had an opportunity to win that ball game. They went cold. There was a streak in the ball game in the third quarter. They went to the free throw line and missed 5 out of 6. I thought that was the turning point in the ball game, those 5 out of 6 free throws. Then Knott goes down and hits 5 out of 6. And but I was impressed with Al's team, and I was really impressed with BB's team. And BB, like you said, Harold, you mentioned a while ago, you beat Hazard and Wolf County. You're ready to go play in this game.
Yeah,
you're ready.
I think you're right. And talking about coaches, Harold, if you ask the average, everyday, run-of-the-mill fan out there, well, now who's the best coach in the 14th region? You're going to get a majority of them going to talk about Al Holland. A lot of them are going to talk about John Noble.
Yeah.
You're going to get a lot. And flying under the radar is a man I think has just done such an outstanding job in 10 years at Knott County Central. B.B. King may have just topped them all.
Well, B.B. King's won 235 games in his 10 seasons, starting his 11th, and he's won the region 4 times, won 6 district tournaments, and I mean it's just unbelievable. And everybody says, well, he had Cameron Justice, okay, he had these kids. Until you sit on that bench, and the pressure of coaching kids who are expected to win, you don't know. And he has totally rebuilt that program. This is the 3rd time. He had that group that came through. They graduated. Then he built it back up with he had Isaac Cottle, Austin Combs. That group almost went to the state tournament, had Perry Central on the ropes. And now he's rebuilt it with Josh McGuire, Colby Napier, Kent Dameron, and a cast of younger kids. And I tell you, I just don't know, after watching 2 games of Knott County Central, I don't know if anybody in this region has an answer for Josh McGuire under the goal. And I've said for the last 3 years, Colby Napier is one of the best pure scorers.
Yeah.
But Kent Dameron, I thought last year most improved player. Thought he almost single-handed. I know McGuire had a great game. Dameron is the guy who hit the shots, who kept them close with Hazard, and then when they overtook Hazard, he hit the shots.
David, we talked about last year, Knott County really had some bad luck. McGuire broke a collarbone late in the season, out for the year. And lo and behold, that injury bug, and that's something you cannot prepare for.
No, you cannot.
It has hit the Patriots again. Their starting point guard's going to be out 2 or 3 weeks because of a dislocated shoulder. You had a chance to talk to his dad just today. Give us a little bit about how's Kent doing and what's the time frame we're looking at.
Well, we want to thank him, first of all, for breakfast,
Oh,
guys.
absolutely.
Absolutely.
Well, Kent,
that ensures that we talk good.
I would think 3 weeks he would be back ready to go. Some say it may be quicker, but you want to make sure the injury is well, so where he can play comfortably.
Boy, it would be a shame, Harold Bashir, if Knott County could go ahead and win this All-A. It would be a shame if that kid couldn't play and demonstrate his abilities at the state level.
Oh, absolutely. And, he is just, he averaged 17 points a game last year, and just he brings so much to the game. He's a hard-nosed player. He's one of those kids that I like because he plays on both ends of the court. You can talk about this kid puts up this amount of points, but Kent Dameron plays on both ends. He aggravates the other team's point guard. He makes the kids around him better. And as he's made Josh McGuire better.
Not to interrupt you, but I thought, going back a little bit to Monday night, I thought when BB switched Dameron over on Hazard's point guard, after Kaiser Sloan had guarded him for a while, and he'd went off 2 or 3 big shots, and I thought that was in itself a big turning point in that game. Defense he played on Hazard's point guard.
It's early in the season right now, and I thought Pelfrey got tired the last quarter. I thought he was a little different.
Well, a lot of ask of him when you think so.
His shots were short, but it was like I said, first game, and Dameron did guard him a little closer, put pressure. But I'd like to commend Wade Pelfrey, too. He's one fine guard in this region. He is a dandy, no question.
He ended up with 26, and, Harold, you hit the nail on the head. He is asked to do a whole lot for that team. He has to handle the ball. He has to score for them to be effective. Last year he was the leading scorer and one of the top players in the region, but they had a totally different cast around him. They had a couple more guys who can score. Until somebody steps up in that role, he's got to score that kind of points for Hazard to have a shot. But I tell you what, you alluded to it earlier, that bottom half of the bracket, whoever comes out of there, you've got Knott County has to beat Hazard. You've got Leslie County has to beat Buckhorn. Knott County has to beat Wolfe County. I think it's safe to say that, you've got 5 or 6 of the top 7 teams in the region right there in one half of a bracket.
Could be looking very well with a couple of possible exceptions at your regional tournament in March.
Absolutely, and I tell you what, this tournament, Knott Central, my hat's off to them because, they beat the defending regional champion, the defending All-A champion. Then they turn around and beat the team who was runner-up last year, who had everybody back. They lost one kid. And I thought they did it handily, despite the fact that Josh McGuire plays very, very limited minutes in the first half. Kent Dameron goes down with an injury. And, when he went down, I was watching the game, and it was like you felt like, well, when are the wheels going to fall off? Mm-hmm. But Drake Sloan, only an 8th grader, comes in, a little shaky maybe at first, got the nerves out, hit 2 big threes, and I never thought that Wolfe had a chance to win the game. I just thought Knott controlled the game.
Yeah,
I think you're exactly right. We're counting down to getting this one underway. The first semifinal game of the morning will be Breathitt County's Lady Bobcats taking on the Lady Owls of Owsley County. And we are playing in Booneville, Kentucky for the very first time in the All-A Regional Tournament. We're going to take a break. We'll come back as we'll have that flip of the coin and the opening of the game with David and Harold. Will take you through the first semifinal game. We'll be back.
TVS Cable has everything you need to stay entertained. Video services with all your favorite channels and local sports on Hometown 24. Ask about digital voice service for home and business. High-speed internet so you never fall behind in a game. There's something for all ages. We've got you covered. Sit back and enjoy everything TVS has to offer. Stay connected with TVS.
For over 100 years, the Bank of Hyman has been committed to serving our community and serving the future of our families, homes, and businesses. With our new convenient online banking, viewing your account balance and history, transferring money, and paying bills has never been easier or more secure. And with the construction of our new headquarters, we've renewed our promise to Hyman to stand by our customers even in troubling economic times, because we're not just your bank, we're your neighbors. That's the Bank of Hyman. Log on to www.bankofhyman.com or give us a call at 606-785-3158.
Thacker Grigsby is constantly working to bring the latest technologies home. Home, where we live and work. A place we want to see grow and prosper. From Jackson to Hindman and everywhere in between. We're committed to serving you with the latest technology. Whether it's faster broadband, more video choices, or the latest voice services. Thacker Grigsby with our fiber network can provide the latest ways to stay connected, informed, and entertained.
For 100 years, we have educated some of the brightest and best leaders of our region. At Alice Lloyd College, we stand for
work ethic,
quality,
affordability,
leadership.
Alice Lloyd College.
stay close, go far.
Want to know more about Alice Lloyd College? Call us toll-free or visit us online at alc.edu.
Are you tired of the same old cell phone? Want a brand new phone but really don't want to pay hundreds of dollars up front for it? Then Appalachian Wireless has the deal for you. Get the phone you actually want instead of settling for a cheaper phone with the Appalachian Advantage plan. Instead of paying $400 or more for the best phone, simply pay the taxes up front and a few bucks more on your monthly bill. Stop by your local Appalachian Wireless store or dealer today for more information. It's the better, simpler way to pay, and it's called the Appalachian Advantage. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless.
Welcome back. We're bringing you all A basketball action from Owsley County. And I tell you what, not a lot of people in the crowd down there, David.
No, it's kind of a small area, small gym, but a lot of good people down in Boonville. Jerry McIntosh works at the Board of Education there. We want to say hello to him today. He's a fine sportsman. By looking, they're trying to scatter them out a little bit, and I think that they have couple tickets for each player, Harold, to get in today, and the cheerleaders as well. So they're going to have a good setup down there. I think they'll do a good job.
And right now we'll look at the starting lineup for the Breathitt County Lady Cats. They'll be starting Riley Bush wearing number 3. Adriana Schutz will be wearing number 4. Maddie Haddix wearing number 11. Kaylee Clemens wearing 14. And Emily Watts will be wearing number 23. Kaylee Clemens, the only senior out of that crew. And a couple good athletes back out for the Breathitt County Lady Cats. And for Owsley County, it'll be senior Lexi Lynch. It'll be Addison Terry starting, an 8th grader. Kenzie Harold, a senior. Carly Smith, a freshman. And Amelia Murray, another senior. And Terry going to be starting in a spot that Micaiah Johnson started in last year. And so another young player for Owsley County.
Yeah, they're going to be tested today. Owsley County, a veteran team, and Breathitt has kind of been up and down, Harold, the last, 2 or 3 seasons. They've kind of had a rough way to go, so I'm interested to see how they have improved and if they're back. But this Owsley County group, very good backcourt, very experienced all the way around.
Absolutely, and Lexi, actually it is going to be, it looks like Micaiah Johnson, they're going to insert her back into the starting lineup. I just saw her come out, and so a little change for them. But, Murray, one of the top rebounders in the region, Lexi Lynch, one of the top players and top guards, and like I said, Carly Smith, another guard, and one of the top freshmen in the state of Kentucky. And, they've got 3 kids who can really handle the ball. And that's going to be interesting to see how Breathitt County handles that.
Oh, yeah, I look for pressure from Owsley, and we'll see if Breathitt can solve the puzzle early. That will be key for them, I'm sure, to get off to a good start where they are playing at Owsley County. Owsley County is such a good team inside and out. We'll see how Breathitt handles this. But now, like you mentioned, the Bobcats do have a couple athletes on this team, and we'll see how they react. Looks like the Owls have won the coin toss, and we're ready to go, Harold.
And it will be Lynch. She's going to inbound the ball to Harold, and we're underway. It looks like Breathitt's going to start in a 1-3-1 zone.
I probably want to slow this team down from getting off to a real quick start, but they've got to guard the three-point line because Lynch and Smith will take advantage of it.
Absolutely. Johnson in the corner. They're just moving it around. Harold can also knock down the shot, but they were 0 of 13 from the three-point line opening game, and that was a little shocking. As Smith's going to fire one up, and it rattles out. But look there, Lynch gets the board, goes up, and it's going to be knocked out of bounds. So Owsley will maintain possession underneath their own bucket, but they've got to keep Owsley off the boards, David.
Yeah, Watts with a deflection there and to get it out for the Bobcats.
Inbounds play, comes back to Lynch, lefty, shoots it out the corner, and that one bounces in. So Owsley County off to an early 3-0 lead now as Breathitt will bring the ball up for the first time, and it's Bush handles the ball for them.
Lynch gets the ball to drop on that bounce, and good work by the Lady Cats on the board here as they're going to get an opportunity to go to the line, and the first foul on number 34, which that will be Murray.
So it will be Schutz. She'll go to the free throw line. And she was that athlete I was talking about, David, just a tremendous volleyball player.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
First
Nice form on the free throw.
Knocks it down, cuts the lead 3-1. You know, Breathitt off to a 2-0 start. Only won 6 games last year. But good start for Coach Derek Goff. Second one's in the air, and it rolls in 3-2. They cut the lead to 1. And Owsley County quickly gets it in the front court. Harold brings it into front court, and let's see what they do against that 1-3-1 this time.
Breathitt County will have to slide that zone out just to her, especially with Lynch. She will put the ball up, and there's an unforced turnover, and a coach don't want to see that early in the ball game.
No, especially in a semifinal tournament game.
Yeah.
And, you know, those corners. Owsley's working it towards the corner against that 1-3-1. That's where you can get some perimeter shots. That's a nice move there by Bush, and she's going to pull up and rattles one home.
Yeah.
So Breathitt with her first lead of the game at 4-3.
Bush, the little sophomore, gets the bounce.
There we go down in the corner again, and Harold's she's going to double dribble. Another turnover for Owsley County.
So far, this 1-3-1 has slowed Owsley down for a real quick start, Harold, so far.
As Bush going to push it into front court now for Breathitt, and a steal by Owsley. Lynch gets it ahead to Smith. Smith goes up and finishes with a left hand to give Owsley the lead back at 5-4.
Smith with her first bucket on the morning. Feels kind of different, Harold, doing these ball games 10 o'clock in the morning.
It's like the old bitty league, and there's a steal, another steal by Smith, and she's off and running. Puts it up, no good. Good defense there by Ritchie, but Owsley County Lynch able to come in there and get it and put it back in, and they're up 7-4 now, just barely 2 minutes into the game.
Yeah, playing soft with a basketball there, that's not good as Breathitt starts the 1-4 up high and on offense. But you've got to be strong with a basketball or the Owls will grab it.
I tell you what, they have active hands. They've just knocked another ball loose. They're playing man-to-man. And, you know, if you've got a big under the goal like Murray, you can afford to take some risks defensively out there.
Absolutely.
Little backdoor cut. Unable to get the shot off. Kicks it out there to Haddix. She has to pick her dribble up. Breathitt struggling a little bit handling the basketball. And there's another steal, and it's Harold this time. And she's going to push it up one-on-one, puts it up and in. And, man, Owsley's dangerous in transition, aren't they, David?
Absolutely. And I'll tell you what, Owsley County on defense now is starting to take advantage of the ball going to the sides or corner and doubling the basketball.
Ball on the wing now. Watts kicks it back over to Bush. Bush going to take that long jumper, no good. Rebound to Murray. She's going to get it out quickly. And Harold going to push it in the front court. Now they're going to hold it up a minute. They get it to Johnson. Lynch has it. Lynch just goes around the defender, goes up, and there's that athleticism.
Yep.
Schutz with a block.
Yeah, Schutz went up, put the hand on it. She's very athletic, like you mentioned earlier, Harold. I kind of like her. She's got long arms, runs the floor real well, and not a bad shooter.
No, nice form from the free throw line.
Yeah.
and it's going to be Watts to inbound. And Owsley just staying man-to-man, David, and having some success with that.
Well, they want to keep pressure on the ball. Breathitt's ball handling skills, really the point guard position is where I see Breathitt needing some work at. A little speed and a better ball handling.
And there's another turnover. Lynch pushes it up, gets it down to Murray, and she's going to be fouled, and I think that's going to be on Emily Watts. And so it will send Murray to the line. And I tell you, if Breathitt's not careful, Owsley County, they're going to let Owsley County get away with this one early.
Yeah, I mean, you get 2 or 3 buckets and hit a three or, a couple threes, and you find yourself in a bad way real quick with this bunch.
And Murray, the big post player, knocks the first one down, misses the second one. Breathitt going to get the board. And now a little full court pressure by Owsley. And Breathitt struggled a little bit off that. And there's a near steal, but they're going to get the shots, and I think we're going to have a 10-second call. And
we got a timeout.
We got a timeout.
Yep, looks like we're going to have a timeout, and is it a 30-second? I believe it is. The players are standing, so we'll just leave it here, Harold. Harold, the biggest thing I've seen so far early with the Breathitt pressure is, the Owsley pressure, Breathitt handling the basketball, and they seem to not get in the flow of the offense on their end. They're standing. They're going to have to move and set some screens and get some movement in because the Owsley's pressure on man is pretty strong right now, and they're struggling with it.
Absolutely, and they're showing why they're one of the, most polls have them either 1 or 2, them in Knott County, and they're showing why. And that looks like Owsley, they showed a 2-3. Now they're going to come up and trap out of it. Now they're going to match up. Nice ball movement by Breathitt, though, and they do get a bucket. And it looks like that's Bush scoring again.
Riley Bush, her second bucket of the day. She has 4 so far for the Bobcats.
Lynch, they're looking for Murray inside. Nice kick out. Johnson going to fire a 3. No good. And rebound to Breathitt. And that's going to be a travel. That was Kaylee Ritchie on the rebound, sophomore, and she travels with it. Just a little bit of pressure by Owsley.
Yeah, Bobcats, so far, one of their weaknesses that I spot is being able to handle the pressure and handle the basketball, really.
Johnson is Breathitt in that zone. Owsley almost threw it away. Lynch going to fire a 3. No good. Rebound. Smith, and that's going to be in there. I can guarantee it. I told you. When she gets one that open.
Nice shooter, Smith. Her first 3 on the evening. She's got 5 this morning in the basketball game, and Breathitt again, reckless with the basketball, Harold.
And just throwing it away, and just a little token pressure by Owsley. Not really pressuring the ball, but they just throw it away.
Glad everybody has joined us this morning on Hometown 24. This is 14th Regional All-A semifinals from Boonville. 13-6, Harold, and this is danger zone if they hit another bucket here.
They get it inside now to Murray, and she's going to draw a foul. And she was in a crowd. I tell you what, Murray doesn't do a lot of scoring for this team, but she's a big body. She gets a lot of attention down there, and battles on the board. So big key for them.
I've seen her in ball games. Coach set her down low and bring her up high for the screen for Smith or Lynch, and she does a good job at that.
And knocks down the free throw.
She does.
That gives Owsley County a 14-6 lead.
She's 2 out of 3 so far this morning from the line, and make it 3 out of 4.
15-6. Now a little odd front pressure by Owsley County. They're going to match up a little bit. Breathitt finally gets it in. Owsley coming with the pressure shuts. It looks like she's going to break it and get into front court. Now she's going to be double teamed on the baseline. Another turnover.
Seemed like the Bobcats are handling the basketball with their head down and not being able to see the floor, Harold, and that's getting them in some bad spots. They're dribbling into a double team.
And now it's Owsley. They've got the ball. They're on the attack. Lynch. They're working those corners against that 1-3-1. And Lynch's going to fire one, and I tell you what, when they start dropping the threes, they're a hard team to handle.
She's got 2 on the morning, and she's got 8 points in the ball game so far.
A little full court pressure by Owsley. Long pass forward. And Schutz has it, tries to dump it down, and good hustle by Johnson. She's going to get that steal from behind, and she's going to push it up. She gets it ahead to Smith. Smith's just going to pull up, and no good. Rebound battle forward down there, and it's going to go to Breathitt. But I tell you what, Owsley, even on their misses, they're getting a hand on every rebound, it seems.
Yep, they're going to the glass good. Everybody, except he's leaving his point guard back for safety, and which you should do, and he's got them really moving right now.
Breathitt they're just struggling with the basketball, and another steal by Owsley County. And Lynch now has it in the front court. She thought about that three, gets it down to Murray. Nice kick out there. Johnson couldn't get it. Harold, they're just going to move it around. And there's Smith again. Missed that one. But look at Lynch. Good rebound in, puts it back up and in. And Lynch is the first player. She's just showing why she's one of the top players in the region.
She's got 10 now in the ball game. Here we're in the first quarter, and we're early in the ball game.
Schutz has it. She gets it back out to Bush, and Owsley still in a little man-to-man. And they're going to give Schutz that shot, and she's going to take it. And no good. Rebound to Owsley County.
Yeah, you've got to take that. That was a good look, and she normally does well with those.
And Murray just beats everybody down the bucket and lays it in, 22-6 lead. And, they say if your bigs beat their bigs down the court, you're going to be successful, and there's a prime example.
Absolutely. 5 points for Murray in the game, 3 free throws and a bucket.
Near steal, but it goes right to, I think that's Emily Van over, or is that Naomi Noble? Get that number, and we're going to have a timeout. And that's going to be a full timeout. So David, let's go ahead and take a break right here. Owsley County leads 22-8. We'll be back.
Take the short drive to satisfaction with the Tim Short Auto Group. Up to 5,000 vehicles to choose from. Shop online or in person.
Hey, I'm Tim Short. I'd just like to invite everybody out to one of our 27 locations, or check us out online at timshortautogroup.com.
Take the short drive to satisfaction and bring home your new vehicle.
MAV TV, Motorsports Network. If it has an engine, it's on MAV TV. Catch all the action from the mudslinging Lucas Oil short course off-road races. The excitement of the Lucas Oil late model dirt series. Thousands of horsepower pulling tons of steel. Watch it all on the only network dedicated to motorsports. MAV TV, Motorsports Network.
Welcome back, and we are live back in action in Owsley County with 22-8 lead. And Owsley, I think they'll hold for one right here, David.
I do too. I think until she gets open and gets fired.
Terry misses it.
It kind of surprised me her taking that, be honest with you.
But look at Harold gets in there and gets a rebound and gives Owsley their biggest lead of the game at 24-8, and they're pressuring again. And it's going to be Bush going to get it into front court and puts up a little floater, no good, but she draws the foul. And she has been the source of offense. And that bucket in the last quarter, that was Naomi Noble.
Yes, it was.
8th grader.
Number 24.
A lot of size for an 8th grader.
She does have good size.
Bush will step up to the free throw line, first one in the air, and she got it. And she's been the major source of offense so far for the Bobcats.
Yeah, she's got 5, shooting for number 6 here.
It's in the air, and it's off, no good. Noble battles for it, but it's going to be Owsley coming away with it. Oh.
Down to...
As I was getting ready to say, they didn't call that one, but they did. Shelby Murray going to get the travel there. And so Breathitt will have the last crack at it this quarter.
7 seconds. So what can you run? Here we go.
Bush dribbles off to the left side, and ball stolen away. And that will end the first quarter. Owsley County out to a commanding 24-9 lead. We'll take a break. We'll be back on Hometown 24.
Mountains come to life. Rivers and lakes welcome you back. the open road calls. Kentucky is full of outdoor adventures and charming towns right here at home. Stay close, go far. Plan your getaway at KentuckyTourism.com.
You don't need this on the field. You need skill.
Welcome back, and David Owsley out to a 24-9 lead, and their pressure defense has been the difference in this ball game.
Yeah, if the Bobcats doesn't learn to control the basketball here, Harold, and get some good movement and get some opportunities, you take 2 or 3 more buckets by the Owls and the Bobcats are in. They're already in trouble, but this is going to get serious trouble.
And they're coming out and they're double teaming right off the bat, and Breath is able to get it down to Noble, and I tell you what, she puts it up and in. Good-looking 8th grader.
Absolutely. Uses the board, Harold, goes up straight, good base. Like her, could make a good player for the Bobcats.
And there's a near steal for Breathitt on that 1-3-1, but Terry goes and gets it. And Owsley's going to move it around the perimeter. Terry going to fire another one. She is not shy. And it's a battle for the rebound, and they're going to say that Harold was on the line when she got it, and that'll give the ball over to Breathitt County. And here comes the pressure from Owsley.
Looks like the Bobcats is going to try to do 1-4 across and try to get an opening, and there they've got it. Noble ran off and left her teammate. She should have stayed and waited.
And there's a steal and a bucket by Carly Smith. And I tell you what, she finishes well with either hand around the bucket. She's made a couple nice left-handed layups, and now Breathitt they're going to throw it away again and just turnover after turnover right now.
Breathitt needs that screen down there on the free throw line to get the ball in, and then look in the middle, Harold, and that would be a help if they could work it out.
And Breathitt gets it up. 3 people on the ball there, and they were able to get up, and now they're going to turn it over again. That's Johnson, just a nice hustle play, and she's going to go all the way in and put it up and in. And biggest lead of the game now for Owsley at 17, 28-11.
Johnson's first bucket on the game this morning.
And then Owsley going to force another turnover with a jump ball. And David, the one place you don't want to throw, it's in that corner where they can get that quick trap.
If you do throw it in the corner, you better find a leg to knock it off of, because you're not going to get out of there most of the time.
And, they're even having trouble. The 1-4 is what everybody kind of goes to when they struggle. But
I don't see them screening.
No screens at all. You're exactly right. Johnson has it on the inbounds, and Breathitt sticking with that zone. But cross-court pass. I tell you what, Owsley's moving the ball around well. And Lynch, man, she can get to the rim just about any time she wants to, it seems like.
Absolutely, and she has really improved with that right-hand ball handling. I noticed her going down the middle of the floor a while ago. And
Schutt's going to get the rebound and take off with it, and she's going to be fouled.
Looks like Johnson.
At mid-court.
Johnson going to get her first one on the day.
And Owsley, let's see if they stick with that man. I would be shocked if they didn't. And Watt's going to trigger it in. Ball tipped in the backcourt, but Schutt's able to go get it with no problem. Owsley in that man-to-man, and Bush working against the defense. And there comes a double team and another near steal. And Schutz has it into the backcourt, and we're going to have a foul. Aggressive play by Owsley County so far.
Looks like number 12, that's Shelby Murray, a freshman, picking up her first one. I like the play, though. It was aggressive defense, and that means the kids are playing hard, and that's what you want.
Absolutely. Bush into the lane. Going to put one up off the glass. No good. Battle for the rebound, and Breathitt comes up with it. That was Ritchie. She gets it in the corner to Bush. And there comes the double team. They're double teaming just about every opportunity they get. And look there, there's Schutz with a nice board. There she shows her athleticism off the Emily Watts miss, and she'll go back to the free throw line.
Got game 2 today coming up, Earl. KCC and Leslie County. That game is around 1 o'clock today, near 1. Cordia and Breathitt County. Curious to see that game. Curious to see the Bobcats.
I am too. They're young. They've looked good early, and they'll step it up a little bit today. And Cordia came back from 22 down to beat Owsley County the other night.
Ooh.
And Schutz misses both of them, but a rebound by Watts, and she's going to draw a foul. So fouls kind of starting to mount up. I think that's going to be another one on the younger Murray.
Yeah, that's 2 on her. She's made back-to-back fouls here. So, Coach has already made the move and says, I'll give you a break.
Breathitt looking, nearly turn it over again. I tell you what, Owsley County. Go ahead.
Breathitt, Harold, when you see them go across to get open, they're not putting their body on anybody. And as I remember your coach when you were coaching the Lady Dogs at Hazard, one thing your team did well was screen well away from the ball because you wanted your shooters to have an opportunity to have the ball. And that's what Breathitt is going to have to change. It's going to improve.
Breathitt has a good offensive setup.
Yes.
But you have to make contact on those screens.
I agree.
You've coached at several levels, and I think that's true at every level. If you don't screen, you're not going to get open. And 1-3-1 defense still as Lynch gets in the middle and she draws a foul. And I'll tell you what, she is just a hard guard.
And especially on the left side, as soon as she gets the ball at the top, if you're on the left side, all needs to close and force her to the out because she will go to the basket. Lynch will be shooting for point number 11 on the morning.
So she can match Breathitt with this one, and she does, and gives Owsley County an 18-point lead at 29-11, less than 5 to play in the first half.
Jacob King, Christy Combs, and Chris Ambergy, officials doing the first game.
Not county's own.
I wonder what they had to give them to get them out of the bed this morning. 12 for Lynch as Allnet comes out of the second one.
And Owsley sticking with the press, and I don't blame them. Giving Breathitt all kinds of trouble, and they get it into Schutz, and she goes up, and she's going to draw the foul. And I tell you what, I am impressed with Schutz.
Yeah, I like her. She's very athletic. I think she's got potential to be a good ball player.
And, a little different scenario here early in the season this year, opening up in tournament play. Some of these kids haven't had a lot of court time, and I'll be interested to see how they develop with just some regular season games.
Right. Looking back on some games this week, I was impressed with the Hazard's girl team and boys team. I was impressed with Josh Hurt. He's got his team. They're moving the ball well, doing a lot of good things, and I think they will get better.
They definitely will, and they've got a tremendous player in Haley Cottle. It's been around for a long time, and she scored her 2,500th point the other day. And I jokingly said, if the guy who originally coached her was still coaching, she'd have about 3,000 at least.
Every bit of it.
Because I really liked her a lot.
Oh, she's a dandy player. Could make a college player. I like her.
Murray shot off no good, rebound to Breathitt, and another steal, and Lynch goes up and she gets fouled hard.
Yeah. Breathitt is just not being strong with the basketball, and Coach has got something. If he watches this, he sees this, he's got some things he can fix and really help this team.
Well, David, you get the feeling though that Breathitt's post players are getting the rebounds, and their guards are just kind of running off and leaving them a little bit and allowing Owsley to put that pressure on them.
Well, I noticed when they first get the ball in, they're turning and going to instead of breaking up and putting their hands up and wanting the basketball.
Yep. Guards have to come to the ball. As Lynch going to step up there. She missed the first one.
No, you don't see that very often, 2 in a row by her.
And then Unforced turnover by Breathitt on the rebound as they travel. And I tell you what, Owsley County, their gym floor looks good. Nice new gym floor with the basketball. A lot of the schools have taken this extra time this year to redo their floors, I've noticed.
Yeah.
The old number one play out of the corner, 3 rattles down and in, and I think everybody in the country from second grade on up runs that play.
Absolutely.
And Lynch having a heck of a first half.
15 so far.
And let's see if we're going to have a jump ball as Owsley just, their pressure defense just really getting to Breathitt as they've opened up a 21-point lead. Now Coach Smith going to pull the pressure back. And David, you think it's too early, or you think that's a good move?
Well, he's having several kids that's fouling, and I think he wants to just sit back. There's not much time to go here in the half, 3:40, and I think he's just going to try to slow him down and get traps and steals like that just occurred.
Smith goes up and misses it. Murray misses it on the putback, saves it in, and just every bounce going Owsley County's way right now. They're going to get a jump ball there, and it will remain with the Owls. As they will inbound from the side, they're going to get it into Lynch. She's going to, they've got 3 kids who can run the point effectively, and that's dangerous in
it is.
High school basketball.
Lynch started to take that one, but decides not to.
A little 2-1-2 set against this 1-3-1, and Smith going to get an open 3. Man, missed everything. Schutz with the rebound, long pass forward, and nearly turned over, and now we're going to get a foul on Smith. And that should send Breathitt to the line.
Yeah, they
1 plus the bonus.
Yeah. Breathitt needs to take advantage of these when they get an opportunity to hit these, and they so far are shooting about 50% at the line, so they need to make that happen a little better.
Free throw in the air, no good. That's a freshman. Haddix with it. Rebound comes down to Terry, an 8th grader. A lot of young kids getting action in this game today. As Terry is a little 2-1-2 set now against the 1-3-1. That's pretty normal. It's going to be a jumper out of the corner, no good. And rebounded by Breathitt. By Owsley, no good. Another shot by Owsley, it's going to fall. It's going to be Harold. And they're just getting rebound after rebound, and that's going to lead to a 30-second timeout with Owsley leading 35-12, David.
Yeah, we'll just leave it here. And, I mean, Breathitt, it's just turnover after turnover. They just can't get in any flow because, they're giving the ball up on traps. And stay with us for halftime. It's the Man Toyota halftime show. We'll try to go over some information and first half stats with this game, and we'll talk about the upcoming games with Harold Bashir and Harold Mullins, and all of us will be in on that. So we've got Harold Bashir today with us, and we hope we get him a lot of other games here, because you all know Hometown 24 tries to have a lot of basketball games on here in January and February to serve you, all our dear fans who are great basketball fans all over southeast Kentucky.
And as we come out, another turnover forced and up and in by Addison Terry to just extend that Owsley County lead out. And just a 2-3, they're trapping at half court out of it. And now Breathitt going to get a clean look, finally, no good. Schutz with an offensive board, dumps it down, shot up and no good, but that's going to send sophomore Kaylee Ritchie to the free throw line for 2 shots.
Bobcats been struggling there, Harold. They've missed their last 5, so they've got to start taking advantage of these free throws.
And I tell you what, we always talked about back when I coached, you make your layups, you make your free throws, and you don't turn it over.
Right.
Everything else will take care of itself.
You're right. You're right. Those are huge. In tournament play, free throws are, you must make them.
Wow, Schutz with a nice board. And I tell you, David, we were talking beforehand, a game that free throws really made a difference in that Hazard boys and
It
not
did.
boys.
There was a stretch there where I thought, Bulldogs missed some key free throws, and the Patriots made it. Other than that, that was a well-played basketball game in both those teams. Coach Holland is back in this region again. He's going to be one hard out by the end of the year.
Well, I tell people all the time, as Murray got that bucket for Owsley, you don't win 10 regional championships by accident.
No, and I'll say the Lady Dogs by the end of the year, Harold, could be a team that could get somebody if they don't play, because they've got a point guard and you've got a young lady under the basket that's going to improve too.
Yeah, and they struggled a little bit against Harlan County the other night. They lost 41-37 there, and the task doesn't get easier for them as they travel to Lawrence County today, as Schutz rattles one home for Breathitt, and that ends a big Owsley County run, and they've staked themselves to a 26-point lead here late in the first half.
Schutz third point, shooting for number 4 this morning.
And it's up and it's short. Owsley County long throw forward and 3 on the way, and it is good. And that looked like it was Shelby Murray on the 3.
Freshman for the Owls.
Well, actually, that was Terry. Terry made it number 2 instead of 12. And now Terry going to go again, puts it up, no good, rebounded by Harold, and she's going to dribble it out. And just handling the ball, gets it to, they're moving the ball around.
Yeah, good ball movement. Look at Lynch straight through. That's a nice move. Left hand, kept the ball low.
As we get some notes here from off camera, a few notes on the game actions going on here.
We do, Harold. We always get them. Some of them are nice. Some of them ain't so nice. But we do get them. And I know Kay and BB is watching the ball game this morning. I'm surprised Kay didn't bring us up breakfast, to be honest with you. How about our old buddy Coach William Fannin down at Hazard? He always watches these games. We love to have him on. Every time he sees me out, he said, "You and Harold keep doing them ball games." He loves them.
And I tell you what, his wife just had gallbladder surgery, so prayers out to their family.
Absolutely. Good people.
And Coach Fannin always was really good to me, and we talked a lot of basketball back in the day. And, he's got a state championship and 2 All-A state championships
Did a great
under
job
his belt.
for the Hazard Bulldogs all the way around. A great job.
Now Owsley going to hold for the last shot as we're under 30 seconds to play in the half, and Owsley out to a 28-point lead. And they're just going to spread it out, hold for 1.
I think the Bobcats have played hard, Harold. They just turnovers have just ached them and
just killed them.
Yeah.
And Owsley County they score so well in transition. So they're going to take a 3, and it's no good. But another offensive rebound, and we'll have a jump ball. And it'll go to Breathitt. And that's not a jump ball you really want with 1 second to go, because it doesn't help you. And then it's going to give the ball back to Owsley. And that's going to be the end of the first half with Owsley leading 42-14. We'll take a break. When we come back, we'll have the Man Toyota halftime show here on Hometown 24.
Wearing a mask cuts your risk of COVID by up to 65%. Your mask shields you, people at high risk, and essential workers and businesses.
I wear my mask to protect my patients.
I'm a teacher. I wear my mask for my students.
I wear my mask to keep my customers safe.
It's simple, it's the right thing to do, and it works.
I may look healthy, but I'm battling brain cancer. I wear my mask for you. Please wear your mask for me.
At TVS Cable, we are committed to providing you with the best broadband available, whether that be through expansion of our fiber-to-the-home facilities, new builds into previously unserved areas, or by launching DOCSIS 3.1, the latest technology in cable broadband. TVS Cable has always changed with the demands of Eastern Kentucky, and we will continue to make investments in our area because we care about Eastern Kentucky. It's our home too.
My friend looks at me and she goes, "You're having a stroke." If you're having a stroke, hopefully someone that's watching you or seeing it unfold knows FAST, which is face, arm, speech, and time to call 911. After the stroke, I just felt like I lost everything. If you don't have purpose, you end up with no reason to fight. I am Angie Aparo, and all I wanted to do was sing again.
Roll over. High five. All right. When you adopt a shelter pet, you discover all the things that make them unique. And your mother and... I am totally a hot person. Right, guys? Thanks for being honest. They're a little bit of a lot of things, but they're all pure love. Adopt pure love at theshelterpetproject.org.
Welcome back to Elmsley County High School here in Booneville, Kentucky, as today's first game of the All-A quarter semifinal round is at halftime, and we welcome you to the Man Toyota of Prestonsburg at the Hive, and it has been a really big Saturday for sports in Eastern Kentucky, and in fact all across the country. We've got football, we've got UK playing, we got the All-A tournament. It's a good day to be a basketball fan and a sports fan, for that matter.
I tell you, I'm just happy that we're playing sports and getting to watch sports, because I tell you, it was I'm not ashamed to say, about from March until everything kicked back off, it was a daggone dark time for me. I mean, I caught myself up at 2 o'clock in the morning watching Korean baseball a couple times just to get a fix, you know.
You did have it bad, didn't you?
I have no statement for that.
Yeah, I mean, well, there's not much to add there. But I tell you, you know, we enjoy going to the state tournament every year. It's a family trip for me, my son, my dad, my brother, and it's something we really missed last year. And it's just sad that you saw so many kids who'd worked their whole lives to get that goal and then not get to play. And hopefully this year, one way or the other, they get that opportunity.
Yeah, I think you're right. Let's take a look at this first half. It's really quite simple. You guys are two old coaches, and I'm the stupid one of the bunch, but even I could tell you can't win if you turn the ball over. And Breathitt County has just not handled the pressure. They've not shot the ball well. To be honest, they've done very little right, with the exception of Schutz. I really like her. I think she's a nice player.
Oh, absolutely. And Breathitt seems to not have a leader in the guard spot. They've got kids that are playing extremely hard. They go after the loose balls, and that means they're trying, you know. But they do have a problem setting the offense up in structure and controlling the basketball. And it's just been turnover after turnover, and the Owls have just took advantage of it. Where the Owls do have that ball control and all that. And the Owls is one of the teams can win this tournament, no question about that. But, you know, that's been the Bobcats' biggest problem, man. Schutz you're right. She is an athlete. She can play on a lot of teams in this region, no question about it.
And you know what you've got is I've said before, you get this shortened practice season, no scrimmages, you go into tournament play. Your teams who are more intact from last season are going to have an advantage. Owsley County, same 5 starters they had last year. They've got 4 seniors. Breathitt, only 1, maybe 2 starters back from last year. And with all the starts and stops, you know, teams like Owsley County, teams like Knott County Central, who have a lot of their kids back on the girls' side. Leslie County, they're trying to fit Courtney Hoskins in, but everybody else back. That's why those teams are so good. And, you know, Knott Central on the boys' side, you know, it was kind of a blessing for the future. McGuire goes out last year. It maybe hurts them last year, but, man, it allowed so many of those young kids to get so many good minutes, and that's really paying off for them now. You know, Hazard or revamp. But, you know, that's what makes that win. Wolfe County with everybody back, that's what makes that an impressive win for Knott Central. And I think Knott Central, especially if they get a win today, I mean, I think they're the early number one team in the region. Just, I mean, you look at the resume; they beat 2 heavyweights already.
Yeah, I agree with you. And this tournament here so far, we've had some surprises, I think. And you look at Knott Central, I think they're advanced more than even I thought they was. And you mentioned giving other kids an opportunity from last year. I think a young man, Shepard, has really gotten better and got to play a lot more and had a bigger role. And I think he's going to be a big help to McGuire down the stretch.
Looking ahead to today's second game, Leslie County and Knott County Central on the girls' side of the All-A, whomever wins that game, I think you're going to see a much different game on Sunday afternoon.
Oh, yeah.
I think but either one of those teams are going to be able to handle Owsley's pressure a little bit better than Breathitt, and I don't see Owsley County being able to turn them over like they've been able to turn Breathitt County over, and if they're not careful, you're going to get an awful lot of runouts.
Well, you have a team like Knott Central. Everybody talks about positionless basketball. Well, the person who you would consider their 5, Kiara Mullins, would be a 1 on most other teams. So they have 4 people who could play the 1, and I tell you, I don't know about you guys, but I was really impressed with Abby Maggard. She's a lot more conditioned, handles the ball a little better this year. And Kylie Gayhart, I know they were playing Hazard and Haley Cottle, and I have nothing but love and respect for Haley Cottle. But in that game, Kylie Gayhart was the best player on the court.
Yeah, it not puts a lot of people in a serious problem, especially if you've got a big girl on the other team. She can't come out on the floor. Knott Central will put 5 out at the 3-point line, and one of them's going to be open. And unfortunately for the other teams, Harold, Knott Central, all 5 of them can shoot the 3. So it puts them in a problem guarding them.
Well, it will be interesting as we look ahead to the rest of the games here today. It looks like probably Owsley County is going to go ahead and advance out of this first round, but we'll have to wait and see for that. But we have Kentucky coming up this afternoon. We've got football all afternoon long, starting at 1 o'clock. So we're going to at the half show. We're going to be giving you updates.
Does the Seahawks? They're out, ain't they?
Seahawks are still in, and Josh will be over here cheering for them at 4 o'clock. But we will have those updates all day long and on our Man Toyota of Prestonsburg at the half. We're going to take a break. We'll be back as we head on to the second half in Game 1 of the All-A Regional Tournament. Harold and David will be back to take you the rest of the way.
Welcome back. As Dave, we're about ready for second half action, and Owsley County has a commanding 28-point lead. And as a coach, I know I've been on both sides of these kind of scores.
Absolutely.
I'm sure you have at one time or another. Owsley County, they just want to keep doing what they're doing. But what are you telling your troops if you're Coach Goff at Breathitt County?
Well, you want to take them in and try to get some spacing, talk to them about their location on the floor, get some spacing, how they handle the ball, about being strong with the ball, putting it up, keeping, your elbows straight there to help, and a good solid throw, a good hard throw. And they've been throwing the ball soft too, and you can't do that. But got work to do, but that's what you do. It's early in the season.
Absolutely. And this may be one of those situations where you just tell your kids, it's 0-0. Let's go out and let's battle in the second half and make something happen. As Owsley County going to put Lynch in the middle of that 2-1-2 offense this time, and she's going to draw a quick foul, and I think that went against Schutz. And that's the one player, Brett, that cannot afford to lose.
No, they've got to keep her on the floor. She's a very good rebounder and defender in the paint. They need her in the ball game.
And Brett is sticking with this 1-3-1. And, I like a 1-3-1 defense if you've got a good enough athlete on that baseline to play it. And Owsley they're just content. You know, the clock is definitely Owsley's friend. Is Johnson going to fire 3, and she knocks one down. And David, no 0 for 13 nights from the three-point line tonight for Owsley.
No.
As they've opened up a 31-point lead, and they're in danger of putting this game on a running clock here in the third quarter.
Johnson has 5 on the ball game and 1 3 and 1 bucket, so she may be getting started here.
Nice backdoor cut and nice little turnaround jumper, no good. But look at Schutz, and I tell you, she's an impressive athlete, a junior, so she'll be back again next year.
5 for her this morning.
And it's weird to say this morning.
It is
10
weird.
o'clock. I would say tip time, but it was a 10 o'clock kickoff after the coin toss. And but a long day of basketball, and I tell you what, I sure enjoy it. As Smith can't knock one down, and Schutz goes way up and gets that rebound, and now she's going to be tied up.
Nice effort out of
Oh,
Lynch.
actually, it's going to be a foul on Lynch. I thought that was a jump ball, but they're going to call a foul on Lynch.
Her first one, I thought she, both kids got hustled to the ball and made play, but sometimes maybe a little more body contact than normal.
Is that called by Knott County Middle School Athletic Director Chris Amberger?
Well,
does that speak to?
I'm not going to say anything. We're not allowed to do that, and I'm not going to do it. No, Chris does a good job. All these guys, I've noticed in the region, calling this first round, all of them seems to be working hard, all of them.
And I know I talked to a couple of the officials. I talked to Chris Amberger the other night, and, it's a conditioning issue for these referees because they've not called a game since the beginning of March.
Time, yeah.
And, you had no summer basketball. You had none of that to kind of keep them moving, no grade school to this point. So, and I know a lot of these guys are like me. They're not going to get out and jog up and down the roads on their own.
But you have made a good point. The officials, they have to get back in the start of it too,
And but I tell you what, I've got a lot of respect for officials. Early in my coaching career, I really like to ride the officials.
Mm-hmm.
And then, as you coach, you set up games, and sometimes you have to referee those games. Well, I tell you what, after I refereed a few games, everybody who complains about the officials, they need to go referee a few games.
It's different, isn't it, Harold?
And then figure it out.
I tell you what, though, Harold, we do have some good officials in there. I think they work hard and try to do a good job for these kids. They really do.
Absolutely. And there's Smith with another 3, and I tell you, I like her game a whole lot.
Absolutely. She's got 8 on the day, and nice little ball player. Handles the ball well.
And there's Watts. She answers with a 3. Volleyball player of the year in the 14th region as Owsley pushes it up quickly, and it's going to be Smith will go to the free throw line. And she shot over 84% from the line last year. And I like her game a whole lot. I really do.
Kind of curious to see this next ball game coming up, Harold. Leslie and Knott. I think that's going to be a good basketball game. Leslie County, a young team last year, but just like Knott Central, but got some shooters on the team, and they do a lot of good things. Coach Larry Sparks.
And I tell you what, as a coach, kids who can make shots, they make coaches look a whole lot better.
They do indeed. They do indeed.
As Smith just knocks down 2 free throws to extend that Owsley lead out. And Breath, it seems like Owsley's getting their hand on everything, and they're going to draw a foul there on Murray. She goes over the back of Schutz trying to get that steal as Owsley's equaled their biggest lead of the game at 50-19. 4:38 to play here in the third. Breathitt going to inbound underneath their own bucket.
Smith has 10 in the game for Owsley County, double digits.
And nice move there. Can't finish. Haddock's only a freshman. Johnson going to push it up, and Owsley just moving the ball around, and there's Smith again. And man, that's 2 threes and 2 free throws, back to back to back.
13 for her as she's starting to heat up and make the net fly down in Booneville.
And I tell you, whoever wins that next game will definitely have their hands full with Owsley County for sure, especially on their home court.
Yeah, there's not going to be any more easy games after this. You're going to see some tight basketball games after this.
You know, as a coach, you probably don't like going into a tournament play right off the bat, but as a fan, it's been pretty good, I think.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Shuts down the lane.
I'm curious to see the Cordia boys and Breathitt boys. I've not got to see either one of those, and I'm curious to see them.
I am too. I know Cordia, they've got, it's an odd anomaly. Their leading scorer is Nas Welch, who put up 30 the other night, and then a kid who transferred back to Cordia from Hazard is Nazir Welch, and they're of no relation. So you've got Nas Welch and Nazir Welch, and they're of no relation, two leading scorers for Cordia. But Cordia, only 7 players dressing today, and that's not because of any illness or anything. They just have 7 players right now.
You know, you can have fewer players if you got good players, Harold. it don't matter about 7 if you can get them going, you know.
That's Breathitt. I tell you, that's Naoma Noble is an 8th grader I have put on my list of kids to watch.
Absolutely, and she gets up and down the floor pretty well.
She does. Harold, nice little start and stop, puts it up no good. But look there. Well, look at the hustle and gets her own rebound and going back to the rim.
Look who's got the rebound. Noble.
I tell you, I like her.
Yeah. Good prospect coming up in the region.
Breathitt just unable to get a whole lot going offensively. And they're going to tie it up there. It's going to be a jump ball. But I tell you, looking forward to Owsley. You know, barring a miracle, it looks like they will advance. And they'll get to sit and watch the next game. And that not Leslie, I tell you, that's a game I've been looking forward to.
That's going to be a good ball game now. No question about it. Both of them have shooters. You know, both coaches very knowledgeable about what to do with their teams and proven coaches.
Jump shot off the baseline, no good. Rebounded by Addison Terry, an 8th grader. And I tell you what, it amazes me, David, especially on the girls' side. You're seeing a lot more 8th graders and freshmen who are ready to play and putting in quality minutes.
Yeah, I don't think we have the number of athletes that we have in high school. The numbers have allowed those 8th grade kids to come up and get an opportunity because, like you mentioned, there are several teams, 8th graders come in and play. Good teams.
And I tell you, another nice shot, and that'll put us on a running clock as that was Kenzie Harold on the jumper. But I tell you, speaking of 8th graders, I think we'll get to see one step into the starting lineup for Knox Central today. Drake Sloan, who hit 2 tremendous threes against Wolf County the other day. And I tell you what, he was a little jittery against Hazard his first time out. But against Wolf County, you could see his confidence grow and grow. And he's another kid, a young kid, who's got a bright future.
He got a special education so far this week, Drake Sloan did. He got to play against 2 of the top teams in the region starting out and say, get in there, son, handle the ball, you know. So he got a special education this week.
And playing against 2 good point guards in Wade Pelfrey and Will Gustolson from
who could
Wolf
play
County.
for anybody in their region and play a lot, I may add.
That's we'll have a running clock from this point forward.
There
There's
she
Noble,
is.
puts
There
it
she
up and
is.
in.
Look out for Miss Noble. She is a player coming. 6 for her, and she needs that basketball.
I tell you, it's going to be hard for them to keep her out of the lineup the way she's playing. As Owsley just moving the basketball. And Harold, Harold's got a lot of college offers on the table, and she came over to Owsley from Buckhorn a couple of years ago and has really been a difference maker in this lineup for them. And, they're a team kind of on a mission. They've got 4 seniors in the starting lineup this year. As they're going to get it back to her.
Well, it always helps to be a veteran team in the region, and they are one of those veteran teams. And let's not forget the Cougars of Letcher Central.
You can't.
They're a veteran team.
I'll tell you what, the last, if I'm not mistaken, the last 4 regional champions on the girls' side have come out of that 53rd district. Letcher won it last year, not the 3 previous. So the powers kind of switched over there because you've got 2 of the top teams in the region year after year playing over there in that district.
Well, Harold, you got Bates and Boggs at the guards who can play with any backcourt. They can shoot it. And you've got Kaylee Banks. Block can play on the block or come out. And you've got a girl, the center's girl, very improved player who can shoot the 3 ball or go inside. Cougars is a team somebody's got to deal with.
Absolutely. They're one of the few teams who aren't playing in this tournament this week. Letcher, Powell, Perry, and Estill. Everybody else is in.
Yeah.
And there we're going to have the end of the 3rd quarter. Owsley with a commanding 57-21 lead. We'll take a break. We'll be back for 4th quarter action here on Hometown 24.
If you don't fix them, sparks from dragging tow chains could cause a wildfire, and that could be scary.
Hi, Smokey.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
All workplace offices can be stressful, some more than others. So you can imagine, if this was your office, you'd want people to slow down and move over. Every day, emergency professionals put their lives on the line just by showing up for work. When you see a service vehicle or a car in distress, slow down and move over. In Kentucky, it's the law.
Welcome back, and we're ready for 4th quarter action. David and Owsley with a commanding lead, and it's just been all Owsley from start to finish here.
Yeah, they got started early, hitting some shots, getting some steals, and they took fully advantage of it, and they're going to cruise to win and play again tomorrow.
But, I've seen a couple bright spots for Breath at Schutz. I like the way she plays. I like Noble off the bench, big 8th grader, and can score and rebound around the bucket. And, I wouldn't be surprised if we see her and Schutz both in the lineup by the end of the season.
Yeah, I agree. Noble's kid, if she gets the ball on block, she does a very good job using the board, putting the ball in, and very impressed with her, and she rebounds as well.
There's another steal by Owsley County, and it's going to be a long 3 off no good, and Breath is going to come away with it, and Owsley still guarding all over the court with a 36-point lead. And there's Schutz, and she travels. I thought she had a good opportunity to dump it down to Noble there.
Yeah, a little bounce pass over because the defense hadn't made it down to her teammate yet. So,
but it takes a while to get kids on the same page. But one's an 8th grader, probably not played a lot of minutes with these high school kids.
Got a turnover on the line. Nope, offensive push.
And I tell you what, Jacob King, I think he is going to be one of the top officials in this region somewhere
Jacob
down the road.
does a good job, and like we was talking earlier, our officials in this region does good basketball work. I think they work hard for the kids, and I think they give them a good effort when they go out to do the game. And I have to say that I think we've got just as good as crew as anywhere you go.
Oh yeah. And I think they're all people, their heart's in the right place, and that means a lot when you're officiating games.
Absolutely, they work hard.
As Owsley just going to move the ball around, 6 minutes to play, and they're just trying to tick this one down. As Lynch going to take one off the baseline, and Owsley with a rebound, and there's Smith again, and she has really taken off here late 3rd quarter, early 4th quarter.
Smith is making it rough on the score clock. She got 17, and her and Lexi, she's passed Lynch up. Lynch has got 15, and of course I don't know how long that'll last. As soon as Lynch gets the ball, that may change over when she comes back in.
Nice bucket there by Maddie Haddix, another freshman seeing minutes for Breathitt County.
Breathitt, a young team, one senior, 2 seniors on the team. No, just one. Yeah, 2 seniors.
2, but one is, Clemens is the one who gets to play quite a bit.
Yeah.
So, they'll have everybody coming back. Owsley County, they're going to lose 4 senior starters.
Yeah, and they're dandy players too. Smith will be the only returning starter coming back, but I tell you, this year they're going to have a special year, and they're going to be in this thing to win it all.
You know, they're going to take that next step. They've been in the semifinals 4 of the last 5 years of this tournament, and it looks like this year they're going to take an extra step and make it into the championship game. And with only 4.5 to play, they got a 36-point lead, and they're just moving that ball around. And there's Smith with it. And Terry, an 8th grader. You know, they've got 4 seniors, and then they've got 1 sophomore who really doesn't play a whole lot. And then it's all freshmen and 8th graders after that. So they've got a lot of freshmen getting some time too. So it'll be interesting to see how those kids develop as Lynch tried to take that scoring lead back right there and rebound run down there by Addison Terry. And gets it inside to Lynch this time, goes up, and there's Noble with a block.
Yeah, nice defense. She scooted over, put her hand straight up, and made the play. That's a nice play.
As that clock continues to roll. And just to remind everybody, next game, it's not a situation where it's immediately following this game or 20 minutes following this game. It's going to be at 1 o'clock. They're 10, 1, 4, and 7. As due to COVID protocols at Owsley County, they're going to clear the gym after each game, and I guess they'll do a little fogging and spraying and whatnot.
Right.
And as Coach Smith's going to take a full timeout, we'll take it with him. 3:30 to play. Owsley in front, 59-23.
I got some Oxy after I hurt my neck. First, I took them to feel better. Then, I just kept taking them. I didn't know they'd be this addictive. I didn't know how far I'd go to get more.
Opioid dependence can happen after just 5 days. Know the truth, spread the truth.
Oh, sweetie. Okay, you know what? Let's take off his sweatshirt. Get rid of pictures of him. You don't have to look at him. Goodbye, Dave.
Mom, you don't understand. He's tagged in like 400 of my posts.
I can cut out tags.
No, that's not how it works.
What is a tag?
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care would love to share their first with you.
We are back to action here in Owsley County. Beautiful downtown Booneville, Kentucky. And actually, Booneville does have a nice golf course, 9-hole course if you're over this way. You know, I've played it several times this year.
A lot of good basketball fans in Booneville.
Absolutely. And as Schutz gets it and goes up. And I tell you what, Owsley County, first year this tournament went statewide back in 1990. A guy we talked about earlier, Coach Larry Sparks, took the Owsley County Owls to the finals of the state championship where they lost to University Heights and a kid by the name of Sergio Luke, who went on to play at St. John's University in New York. So very first year was 90 for the boys statewide, and for the girls it was 1993, 3 short years later.
It was Charlie Turner coaching that team.
No, it was Sparks.
Sparks.
He's just taken over, yeah.
So Larry was the coach.
Yep. He and I were talking about it the other night.
I thought Larry started out at Buckhorn.
He was an assistant at Buckhorn, then took the head job at Owsley.
Okay.
Then left Owsley and went back to the boys at Buckhorn, then the boys at Leslie.
Okay.
Then he became superintendent, and now he's back with the girls.
He used to coach at Buckhorn with a guy named John Paul Amos,
who won back-to-back regional titles.
He did indeed. And they had 2 good basketball teams there. 2 good basketball teams. No question about it.
As we're getting some more of the commentary from off.
Yeah, we're getting more information.
As the information just keeps coming in on the teletype.
Harold keeps us informed. Normally on a beautiful Saturday, which is not beautiful much in the winter, him and Tommy Hall is really hitting the golf club. But and that'll start for long.
And you know, Tommy Hall, I got the opportunity last year at the All-A State tournament, sitting next to him, and and one of his friends, Nancy Casey, down at the All-A, and I really enjoyed talking to those guys. And I always enjoy talking basketball with guys who've been around for a little longer than I have.
Well, you know, Tommy Hall's been in a lot of ball games. He's officiated, and he's seen a lot of basketball games. He's very knowledgeable about the game.
He was athletic director at Knott County Central.
Yeah. But now Harold Mullins does not give him a lot of credit for golfing. I thought I'd pass that along to you.
Well, we're going to actually have golf lessons. Harold's going to give us some golf lessons in between games here. And we're going to work on some putting. And as 45 seconds to go.
Yeah. Want to remind everybody, Knott County and Leslie County girls will be our next game. That'll be near 1 o'clock, so you'll want to tune in for that.
As Kaylee Ritchie misses the first one. And Housley County will go to the championship game where they will await the winner of that Knott County-Leslie County game. She misses both. Rebound. As we see a lot of kids who haven't been in the game so far getting some time. And Chris Amber, you're going to call the jump ball. As Brandley Gross, an 8th grader, a lot of young kids.
Yeah,
I mean, I know I say that a lot, but there's a lot of young kids out there.
They've got some kids to build on. They really do.
3 on the way, no good. Rebound by Gross, no good. So we're down to 10 seconds to play now. As another turnover breath, and that's just what's haunted them all day long. And that's going to do it.
Yeah.
Final score from Owsley County 59, Breathitt County 24.
Looks like Smith will lead them with 17 and Lynch with 15 as backcourt rolls Owsley County on through. And Harold, we've got our first one in the books, and it looks like Owsley County face the winner of Knott and Leslie coming up.
And I tell you what, that will be, I think this next game will be a little better game than we saw first thing this morning. And I tell you what, that championship game looks to be a dandy also.
Absolutely. We expect a good ball game.
Owsley County has had a history against Knott County in the All-A. They've been in the last couple of years, you know, should Knott County make it, that is.
Yeah.
But at any rate, it is 59-24, final score in Game 1 of the first semifinal game in the All-A Regional Tournament. I appreciate Harold Bashir and David Adams for taking us through Game number 1. David and myself will be back to bring Game 2 to you at 1 o'clock, again from Owsley County High School. Knott County Central and Leslie County coming up at 1, and we'll be back then. Have yourself a great morning, won't you?
Hard-hitting traditional wrestling is coming to your living room this Wednesday night. Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, the professional wrestling program the entire family has been waiting to see. See the biggest stars from the Appalachians and beyond compete in the hottest half hour of television anywhere. Now available in prime time. Appalachian Mountain Wrestling, Wednesdays at 8 p.m. on Hometown 24.
These may cause drowsiness, so until you know how you will react to the medication, do not operate heavy machinery. Like your car.
Oh, totally.
There's more than one way to be under the influence.
This telecast is copyrighted by Hometown 24 for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast or retransmission of this game without the express written consent of Hometown 24 is prohibited.
TVS Cable has everything you need to stay entertained. Video services with all your favorite channels and local sports on Hometown 24. Ask about digital voice service for home and business. High-speed internet so you never fall behind in a game. There's something for all ages. We've got you covered. Sit back and enjoy everything TVS has to offer. Stay connected with TVS.
For over 100 years, the Bank of Hyman has been committed to serving our community and serving the future of our families, homes, and businesses. With our new convenient online banking, viewing your account balance and history, transferring money, and paying